the most mind-blowing right there. It's so many people who mind doing a million things a minute. They never accomplish nothing, month after month after month after month, and they think in the next 2 years they finna be successful. How? In the next 2 years, you're gonna have way worse habits than what you got now because you're not doing nothing to starve them. If you ain't doing nothing to starve what's distracting you, what makes you think you're gonna overcome the distraction? That doesn't even make sense. People think, oh, I'm doing this, eventually I'm gonna get to it. You're not starving a distraction and you thinking you finna be successful. That don't even make sense, bro. And then on top of that, you hang with people who doing the same thing. And I'm gonna tell you how I know. Because I have never been around a person with real goals that got stuff going on that are surrounded by people who ain't nothing but a distraction and stay distracted. I ain't never seen it. And I'm one of them. That's how I know. I do not hang around people who ain't accomplishing everyday goals. Don't tell me what you finna do 2 years from now, because 2 years ain't promised that. Wake up in the morning and tell me what you gonna accomplish today, then we talking. I'm not doing none of that. Talking about 2 years from now, I'm finna be, and the whole time you tell me you smoking hookah, you out every week. You out every weekend, your circle ain't making plans, you talking, and then when you talk, it's all about what you want to buy. You talk about you finna get the new house, you finna get the new car, you finna do this, do that. Your brain is fried, in my opinion. And I'm not gonna go back and forth about that. You said, am I mad? Nah, I'm just speaking in general. I am mad. Yeah, I'm mad. Let me go back on that. Yeah, I'm mad. I'm gonna tell you why it frustrates me a little bit. Because it's us. That's why. That's exactly why. Do you know how frustrating it is to constantly see us? That's the problem. That's the problem. Because it's always us who say we want to do better and want to be better. And it's always who never get to the point to discipline ourselves to do so. And I ain't just talking, I'm talking to myself when I'm preaching to myself first when I'm talking. Because when I look at, I was pointing out, which I done said this before. I was out the other day. We was walking, I can't remember where we was at. But where we was at, it was a lot of people out. And when I see a lot of people, I'm examining what they wearing every time. But it's to confirm my thoughts for me to get it through to my head. Do not fall into that narrative. When I'm out, this is what I see. I see the white couples and I see the white men. I never see them wearing Jordans. Never. Listen to me. When I see the white couples out, I never see them dressed from head to toe with over $1,000 worth of clothes on. Never. Listen, I never see it, man. And you said, am I mad? I'm going to tell you why that's frustrating to me. Because after I look at the white man, I turn and I look at the wife. When I look at the wife, what I see is the big boy. The ring ain't never small. Listen to me. When I see the wife, I see the kids. The kids, yeah. And then, if I cross the street and I see us, can I shoot it straight? Can I shoot it straight? Because I'm not going to go back and forth with nobody, but I want to shoot it straight. When I cross the street, the first thing I'm going to notice is the black woman. I'm going to get to the black man too. She going to have weave, she going to have lashes, she going to have on makeup, and then she going to be dressed the part. It already be a problem to me. And I ain't saying that white women don't wear makeup. I ain't saying that white women don't wear lashes. I ain't saying that white women don't have the expensive purses. I ain't saying, but what I'm going to tell you is, majority of them, when you see it, you can tell they can afford it. You can tell how they carry themselves. They can not only can they afford it, their man can afford it. When I see us though, it's more so based on the image. It's based on the image. It's based on wanting to be seen. It's based on material. It's based on materialism. And then you turn around and then you see the black man. When I see him, I'm gonna automatically calculate $1,000 worth of clothes on. He gonna have on a nice shirt. He gonna have on a nice pant. He gonna have on the belt. You best believe he gonna have on some expensive, and he gonna have on some expensive jewels, some expensive shoes. And whether the jewelry real or not, listen to me. He gonna go buy some jewelry, and then this what get me, and then probably gonna have a nice car. But if you sit down and you have a conversation with the two, if both of them people came from across the street and met in the middle of the street and had a conversation, that Hispanic couple, the white couple, whatever other race besides black, I ain't saying that some of us don't have it, but 9 times out of 10, the us credit score horrible, background horrible, regular job, don't own a business, ain't got a company, and then 9 times you probably out here spending money you ain't got no business spending. So when you see that, it's like, what is wrong with you? How is it that you walk into your house, you know you struggling, you know you really can't afford it, but then you telling yourself you want to constantly go out. You want to constantly have fun, you planning trips, and then you on your story and you on your social media and you post it like you got it, and you ain't got it. Let me tell you something. $7,000, $8,000 ain't having it. Not in the world we live in now. I ain't saying $7,000, $8,000 ain't some money, because I come from nothing. And listen to me, if you got $2,500 in your savings account right now, I salute you, because listen to me, I know several people right now, a lot of them, who 30, 40, 50 years old and ain't got $2,500 to their name. Matter of fact, they ain't got $300 to their name. They ain't got $300 to their name. But it's Saturday night, and I guarantee you, they out right now spending money they can't afford, that they ain't got no business spending. And then not only that, they gonna get up and complain about their job Monday morning, bro. Tell me how that makes sense. And you can look these people in their face and explain that to them, they'll fit the description that you gave them, and still they don't have enough discipline to change the behavior to have something better. Do what? Please make that make sense. And then you want to turn around and wonder why the generation that come behind you don't understand budgeting, financial literacy. You don't understand why they spend money just as fast as it comes, because they didn't watch the generation before them have discipline. You look at them people and you want, when you look at generational wealth ain't just money that's passed down. It's a mindset. That's what people don't understand. The generational wealth starts with a mindset. You can have the money, but if you don't have the mindset, you're going to blow the money. So when you're looking at people who watching a generation before them blow their money, go out, have fun, do this and that, what you think they finna watch you do? I mean, what you think they finna do? They finna do the exact same thing. And then you gonna sit up and try to explain to your kids, you need to do this, they watch you be broke. They watch you be broke. They gonna be broke. I can't beat you talking. If you have, it's only very seldom and very few that break out of that. I'm saying this coming from me. I promise you. I'm emotional about to say it. It is the hardest thing to do, to change your mind and say, I'm finna do something different. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because you're not gonna understand, because you ain't gonna automatically be surrounded by people who can help you understand it. And the first thing that's going to happen is the people that you think should be congratulating and applauding you for stepping out of that and trying to do something different are the ones who going to tear you down first. You thank you this, you thank you that. They going to listen to me. They going to be asking for money. They going to be doing this and doing that, doing this and doing that. It is the hardest thing is to step away and say, I have to do something different. And then it's going to be hard on you because you're going to realize you don't have the mindset and the education that you, so it's uncomfortable on you to be around the circles that you eventually trying to get to. I went through it. Do you know how many people when I first started, now having money, making money and having money is different than knowledge, wisdom, instruction, education. It's different. You can be blessed. The Most High can give you the bread. It could most definitely put you in a better position to get in the right rooms. But it's still uncomfortable on your flesh when you listening and you feeling incompetent. That's another thing. Why it is so hard, because you can get there, but when you realize, man, these people did what? You have to go through the process to get to the part of where you feel educated enough to even speak, because you gotta humble yourself and really be a student. Like for real. It's been some people that I done had to sit around and close my mouth. But see, the first thing the enemy wants you to do, because you got the money, the enemy wants you to think because you got the money, you're something to the people that you succeeded. You something to the people who ain't never had it. So you feel comfortable always talking to them because you at a different level than them. But the thing is, when you walk in the room of where he trying to get you to, you got to come back down. You back at zero. Now you a small thing to a giant. And you realize just because you got the bread in your pocket don't mean you got the mindset. You sitting in here, you listen to people in here who doing really numbers. See where I come from, $10,000 is rich. Yeah, I said, where I come from, if you got 10 bands, you are. Yeah, and that's the truth. And if you got $10,000 where I'm from, your bills is paid, and your car note is up, and you got a night you balling. You balling, and they know you got it. Because that $10,000 make you look like a millionaire when you're around people who financially illiterate. That $10,000 look like $1 million when you ain't been nothing around but people who what's up, my guy? Where you been at? When you around people who don't know how to do what they supposed to do with their money, you look like you balling. But when you realize you stepped into a room, you can have 40, 50,000. Listen one for 10. You can have 40, 50,000 in your account. You walk into a room with the millionaires who really, what's up, Brian? How you been, bro? You walk into a room with the millionaires and you listen to their conversation, you realize, either you gonna go in flight or fright. That's what's gonna happen. You either going in fight or flight mode, because the first thing the enemy gonna make you feel like is, you thought you were doing something, didn't you? Yeah. You thought you were doing something. You can't handle it, can't handle it. And then what you gonna do? You gonna get in your comfort zone with that 40 or 50 that you got, because you gonna feel like you ain't competent. That's why I realized. Listen, on this internet, because y'all know I'm gonna keep it funky with you like a fart. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I went 3 years strong. 3 years strong. Listen to me. And seeing the money I'm making, of course, because I'm a straight shooter. You feel good? Yes, sir. You feel good that you out of breaking the generational curse ain't just getting out of the atmosphere. It ain't just getting into a better neighborhood. Generational curses is not just, now you have new friends. Breaking generational curses is also a mindset. First and foremost, it's a mindset, because I promise you, you can get the money and still have the same mentality. The Most High can bless you financially, and if you ain't done the work within, in your spirit and in your mind, you ain't nothing changed. You still carrying the generational curse. You can have a lot of people think, oh, I broke the generational curse because I made some money and I was able to do things for my kids that my parents wasn't able to do for me. But you still got the same mindset. You still talk the same. You still got plenty of the same habits. You just had some money. Just because you able, that's what the world is based on, the bread. Just because you able to afford to do different things, that don't mean you broke the curse. This has to change, because when this changed, it changed the trajectory of the next bloodline. And then the next bloodline do the same thing, because the money can run out. You feel what I'm saying? The money can run out. This right here, one thing for sure, two things for certain that I do know. If I go broke tomorrow, the mindset, I'm never broke here. That's what the money. The money ain't even relevant really no more, because the mindset done change. It does not matter. And then the word tell you a good name better than choice gold, silver. So not only that, me relying on them, I built a good reputation. So at this point, if something fall off, I'm most definitely in the right circles to say, hey, look, check this out. See, the enemy wants your mindset to still be stuck. Because let me tell you something. If you get up and your mindset still stuck, and you flexed on them people that you got away from, you're going to be too shamed and too embarrassed to say, hey, I need some help. Because he was still playing on you, because your mindset never changed. You never went through the pruning and went through everything that you had to go through and get around the new people to realize you can say, hey, look, check this out. I did this, boo, boo, boo. Look, let me give you some advice. Not only that, I'm going to help you. It's a different mindset. It's a different mindset. It's a different mindset, because I'm telling you right now, if something went wrong financially right now, it ain't a soul back home I'd call and tell. But it ain't because the mindset had changed. It's because at this point, I already know that's what they waiting on. You hear me? Family, friends, enemies, all of them. I guarantee you, they waiting on her. Man, he done went up there and such. He had a nice little ride, man. He should have been doing this. He should have been. They waiting on it. It ain't gonna happen. Listen, it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. So if you're on here right now, you've been praying against me. Listen, he said no weapon formed. Listen, he said no weapon formed shall prosper. Listen, I done been hit a couple times, took a little, you know what I'm saying? But listen, we still pumping. Hey, look, check this out. But look, let me get back to it. When the generation we in right now, we are most definitely in the generation. Information is everywhere. Let me tell you. This is what you got to understand about that enemy. Excuse me. What could be good for you could be perverted, because the internet can most definitely be used for good reasons. But if you pay attention, because the world we live in is so evil, the most majority of what you get is things that is not feeding your spirit. The majority of what we see is things that's keeping you distracted and keeping you entertained. It ain't just like a lot of people. I was talking to somebody the other day, and we were talking about school. School is school is irrelevant to me. Now, I understand learning the basics, but the majority of the stuff that you learn in school, when it's time for you to be grown, you never use it. Somebody please make that make sense. How you go to school for 12 years, and then if you decide to go to college, you walk out, go to a job, and you never use none of what you learn. Absolutely nothing. What calculus got to do with the world? Make that make sense. What did algebra have to do with the world? No, nothing. We did all that stuff in social studies and science, and what we doing? Tell me when you used it. You haven't. You go to your job, them folks train you. It has absolutely nothing to do with the book work you done in school. Nothing at all. And then you sit back and you say, that's different. That's different, Tamiko. When we're talking about the higher percentage. The 90% of people who go to school do not use none of what they went to school and learned. 90%. So, you talking about they don't teach trades, they don't teach financial literacy, none of that. And we get upset with our children when they come home with what we've been programmed to look at as bad grades and never turn around to say, you call that, they tricked you into believing that's what an education is. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. Our kids come home, make bad grades, and get in trouble, get grounded, get their toys took away, get disciplined, get chastised, all that. And the whole time, that's not even the education, bro. That's not even the education. And then the majority of the people who getting upset with their kids, you can't even teach your own kids a trade. In the neighborhood I live in is predominantly is us and Hispanics. Let me tell you something. Watching with my eyes open now, I watch a lot of the Hispanics kids already learning carpentry. They already learning certain things. They using tools, all this. That's the education. That is the education. You want me to take it biblical for you? You want me to take it biblical for you? When he made Adam, if you go and read it, when he taught him how to till the land, he basically taught Adam how to be a man before he even brought on the woman. That was the education. Not saying that certain things you read can't help elevate because of the world that we live in. But the education is in knowing how to live and survive as a man. That's the education. When you get caught up in all of this programming and all this old stuff, do you know how many people went to school, went to college, and they broke? Listen, you know how many people I've been around who went to school, went to college, and I tell them, I've been doing social media for the last 3 years, and this is what I do, and boom, boom, boom. This is how I do it. This is what I make. And this be their face every time. What? Yeah. For real? Yeah. It's awful. Rich Dad, Poor Dad it's a great book. But I'm gonna tell you something. A lot of people who done read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, they know it's a good book. They really didn't even understand it. That's what they be saying. It's a good book. And when you ask them when people say they read books and this and that, my question is, what have you done to apply it in your life? That's my question. Don't tell me it's a good book. If you done read some kind of financial book, marketing book, real estate book, if you ain't showing me something you have applied out of that book into your everyday life, why you telling me it's a good book? Say it was a good read. The Rich Dad, Poor Dad is based on really assets and liabilities. And the majority of the people who read the book and understood the book, they still got more liabilities than assets. Why? It's a legit question, especially when you're talking to us. If he gave you the game between assets and liabilities, why is it that you still got more liabilities than assets? Please make it make sense. Please. I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest. I'm gonna tell you something else, man. sometimes people, you got to cut back on how much information you digesting. It was a guy I was locked up with. I'm trying to remember his name. He was from Memphis, named Carlos. And he was one of the brothers that was in the church. And he always used to talk about how the Most High was always having him to work on things. And so one day we eating, and he was talking about, man, I woke up this morning and God hit me in my spirit, man. And he was telling me, man, you got to start working on this. I said, man, hold on, Carlos. He said, man, what's up, Joe T? I said, so you telling me every other day, the Most High telling you to work on something, fix something, and you ain't even got halfway better at the last thing he showed you. I said, that sounds more so like confusion than leading you in the right direction. I said, it don't sound like the Most High to me. He's like, what? He said, how you gonna say something like that? I'm telling you. I said, listen. I said, it don't make sense for the Most High to drop something in your spirit every other day about something that you need to work on and change when you haven't even got better at the one. Why would he do that? And that's the same thing with information. People suck in all of this information and you haven't even perfected the first thing that you heard. Same thing with relationships. They got all these relationship quotes out here and all these podcast stuff, all this stuff you hear every day. It sounds good to you. Dang, that's too real. And you never take the time to work on the one. It's a lot of people out here who can quote the scripture. They know it. Like he said, you can quote it with your mouth, but it's not on your heart. You haven't ever practiced and exercised one of them. How you gonna get good at any of them? You will say, he didn't give me a spirit of fear, but a power, love, and a sound mind. But you never exercise having a sound mind. You never take a step back, get in a quiet place, isolate yourself, and bring it. You never do it. And then you wonder why you're still fearful. Because you never take the time to exercise something that you done read. It's just a bunch of information you taking in. Double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. You're the pure definition of it. You listen to all this relationship stuff, and you don't even practice none of the relationship stuff that you hear. We're going to our person. And what we doing, we're using this stuff against our person to control, manipulate, bring an issue, but you're not practicing it. How do you expect to get better at something you never practiced? You'll get on there and read patience. You'll get on there and read something about patience and never practice your patience. Never. You'll ride down the street in your car, see a traffic jam. Sit in that traffic jam, anxiety, and get frustrated. And then you will say out of your mouth, that's God working on my patience. Soon as the traffic get to moving, you will get up and say the exact same thing the next day and then say, he's showing me again. And then 6 months, and you will still do it. What that mean? You never practice the patience. You still got the same response. You still got the same feelings. You catch the same anxiety. You catch the same frustration. You ain't learned nothing to process that information to make you realize, well, I ain't even go. You still doing the exact same thing. That's what it is when it comes to all of this information out here. It's the same thing. You get on TikTok and you stroll and you got all of this. You got the women on here who giving advice to the women and speaking on things when it comes to the man, to the man, and vice versa. You got the men on here speaking on things, boom, boom, and you got all these comments. You got all of these comments. People who agree with your narrative, people who agree with your opinion, people who disagree with your opinion that you argue with because you want them to see it from your perspective because you can't see it from theirs. And then you sit back and but you're not even going to practice what it is that you're saying. You just want to say something. Too many people just want to talk. It just don't make no sense. That's another thing that when I say success, I'm not talking of financial. When I say being successful, When you talking about being successful, I promise you, it is a mindset. You get around things that you said, I ain't finna be around it. I ain't finna entertain them conversations. I ain't finna. You know when your behavior match your words. When your behavior matching your words, the change is taking place. I can't do that. Do you not? Listen, I'm telling you. They had the Oklahoma and Texas Longhorn game today. Thousands and thousands of people and thousands of people out. Out of them thousands and thousands of people, I guarantee you, it was a bunch of them who didn't have no business being. You could have. I ain't saying you can't enjoy your time. I ain't saying you shouldn't go out, and that ain't what I'm saying. You never sacrificed though. You know you could have spent them 2-3 hours you spent doing all that yelling and screaming, and then you had a drink, and then you had some food, and you enjoyed your friends, and then you went. You know what I mean? A lot of people went back being stressed. You could have spent that time trying to figure some things out, trying to learn some things. You know what I'm saying? Working on yourself. People just don't make sacrifices neither. Discipline. That's what it all gonna come down to. Discipline. I met this guy. This was about a week ago. And I gave him a little bit of my journey, and we were talking. And I told him, I said, listen to me. For one, I learned barbering in school. I probably only went to the barbershop 6 times. I'll say 10. I've only been to the barbershop 10 times before I shaved my hair off since I've been home. I'm going to shave my own beard. I'm going to trim it down. I'm going to shave my own bald. And then check this out. I don't care nothing about having no razor hairline, because any woman that I choose, I'm going to always be presentable. I don't care nothing about being cute. That's just facts. These people out here paying $40, $50 for a haircut to be cute with the razor hairline that's going to grow back in the next 4-5 days. That's insane to me. That's just me, though. That's just me. That's just me. I'm not going to go back. That's me. I don't understand. It's some people out here paying $100. Do what? How much you pay for it? Man, bro, I pay $100 a month. And they say it with so much pride. And it always be us. You pay what for your haircut? Bro, he got me in there, didn't he? Man, you tripping. $100? 40, 50? These folks out here charging 30, 35 just to do a line. Ain't gonna be me, doc. You're not gonna get 30. Listen, you think you finna get $35 from me? That I gotta come back to you every other week? Do 35 and 35. What is that? That's 70. Do 70 and 70. That's $140 a month. You do 140 times 12. That's how I do my numbers. You're not going to get that from me as a barber. I'm finna go in here and take care of my business, what I need to take care of. It's going to be presentable, and it is what it is. You're not going to get that from me, doc. You're not going to get that from me. And then look, my first year home, I wore the same 10 outfits for 365 days straight. True story. And I can prove it. Do you know how many of my homeboys, man, bro, let's do this, bro, let's do. No, I'm not doing that. Bro, let's go here, let's go. I'm not doing that. Bro, I'm telling you, bro, I don't care if you got me. I'm not doing that. I ain't wasting my money, so I sure ain't finna waste yours. Why you always want to go somewhere? I wore the same 10 outfit for 365 days straight. And 2 pair of shoes. I had a pair of Pumas and a pair of Air Max. I wore the same thing for 365 days straight. I ain't care nothing. As long as I could wash it, it was clean. Do you understand me? That's something I learned in prison. Them folks gave us 6 outfits to wear in prison. 6 outfits, and then we had our grade, and they washed our clothes once a week. What makes you think I'm finna come home, buy thousands of pieces of clothes while I'm out here when I wash them, they clean? Make it make sense. Now, I ain't saying you can't, listen, I'm not saying don't have nice things. That's not what I'm saying. I'm speaking on the sacrifice some people just not willing to make in order to get ahead. And I ain't talking about just having a good time here and there. See, these people taking trips and got to take PTO, or they got to be back and then they got to go back to work to make the money that they spent. When I decide to take a trip, I'm going to go for 30 days. And then I'm going to leave there and I'm going to go somewhere else. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not going somewhere and then knowing I got to be back at work and I really don't want to go to where I work at. And then I got to go back to a stressful environment. That ain't what I'm going to do. When I say, you know what, hey, bro, I'm going to wake up in the morning and do it on the spot. Yeah, I'm going to wake up in the morning and feel good and be like, man, I'm going to go to Mexico. I'm going to book it right there. And I'm going to say, I'm going to take it one round. Whenever I want to come back, I'll come back. That's how I see it. That's how I see it. I don't know how everybody else, that's how I see it. And people just don't make that sacrifice. And then, look, I said all that to get to this part right here. And then mad at me when I got it. Do what? How you hating on me when did you not see my climb? What's up, KT? Did you not see the climb I had to take to get to this? Then let me break it down for you then. Let me break it down for you. After I done the 10, I wore 10 outfits for 365 days with 2 pairs of shoes, and you was buying 2 pairs of shoes a month. And you were buying two, 3 outfits a month. And then on top of that, you were going out to eat, I wasn't doing none of that. I was eating noodles and doing this and that. I was researching. While you was out at the club, I was sitting here getting frustrated, throwing my phone down, saying, man, that ain't gonna. And then having to figure something else out. You hear me? Figure something else out. And then by the time it started working, you looking at me and you hating. What you hating on me for? How you hating on me when I made the sacrifice to get where I am today? How you can't feel some type of way when people exceed you. When people succeed you, that I promise you, it was something they was doing that you just wasn't willing to do. And I guarantee, what's up, Reese? Like the cup, I guarantee you it had something to do with discipline. Anybody who surpass anybody, I promise you it had something to do with a discipline. Somewhere, somehow, them folks was disciplined and they made a sacrifice until they realized that's what it takes every time. That's what it takes. I literally, I'm making a movie, said it should be done. Tomorrow, I'm gonna post a video of it tomorrow. In the last year or so, and then this what it boiled down to, then I'm probably gonna roll out. So in the last couple of months, right? I realized, I said, you doing it again. This how I conversate with myself. Y'all can say what you want to. Yeah, me and me, we converse all the time. We have the best conversations. I can't trust a lot of people's conversation. So look, check this out. So when I'm conversing with myself, I said, you doing it? And I said, what is it? He said, what your people would have done. I'm offended immediately. I have to offend myself. I don't know about y'all. I don't know how straight y'all shoot it with y'allself. I have to offend myself at times. What you mean I'm doing the same thing? Who you think you're talking to? I got to get offended in my own spirit when I know I ain't doing better than what I could be doing. I got to call my own self out when I really, hold on, homie, you hold on, because you know good and well. Do you know how much money I made in the last 3 years? I sit back and I say, well, what you doing? Because you get on here and you tell everybody else what they should be doing and how they should do it and holding people accountable. I said, what you done at this point other than you sold your books, you sold your clothes, you're doing good on social media as far as marketing. What have you stamped though? Yeah, you got the house. That's cool. All that's tangible. You wouldn't got, all that's cool. But what have you stamped? I sit back and say, no, wait a minute. I said, because at any given time, if something go left, you know what I'm saying, with the internet, or I get the, you know what I'm saying, I have to be like, I had the opportunity. Because listen, just because the wave come don't mean it's going to always be there. And a lot of times you catch a wave that you never had and you just want to enjoy it. But you know how many athletes we done seen on the Shade Room or on the internet that wasn't saving their money, had an injury, and went broke? Plenty. Went bankrupt, lost their house, woman left them. Do you know how many rappers we done seen happen to? We thought was up because they had the jewelry on and then next thing you know, the cars got repoed and didn't have no money. Sean Kingston, never made no investment. Do you know, the same thing with the dope boys. You know how many dope boys I watched growing up right now never bought no property, never invested no money, didn't invest no money in stocks, and didn't understand finance. And them folks is either getting high right now or they shooting screws at a factory. I ain't knocking you shooting screws. I'm just saying at some point you had $250,000. You had $250,000 and you never made no investments. You never did nothing. Now, the only thing you got is to tell a bunch of young people and how you had your bread. I sit back and I said, man, no. I know too many people who was successful at one point that made the money and felt good. It was peaceful. They never had it. But then at some point, I guarantee you, it was a move in your spirit. You felt you need to do something. It's time. I got you to a point. You need to do something that's going to secure you down even more. Because at some point, what you doing now, I want to bring you out of your comfort zone. Yeah, and most people don't want to do that. We are creatures of habit. People continue to do what works for them. So at this point, it's that you doing the same thing your people done. I'm asking myself, what exactly do you mean doing the same thing that your people done? You talk about people who don't invest their money, who don't do this, who don't do that. What are you doing with your money? So at that point, I was like, I ain't even gonna lie, self. I'm really scared to spend it. That's the truth, because that's the first thing you got to do. First thing you got to do is be honest, because you're asking me to, because when we start talking about investments, you know what I'm saying? You asking me to spend a nice chunk of my change that has made me comfortable. What do you mean? So what if that don't work? I'd rather, let's just keep doing what we're doing right now. Let's keep doing what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? So at that point, I said to myself, that's a lack of faith. Do you know how many times Yeshua, who we know as Jesus Christ, said to the disciples, ye got little faith? If you go and count it in the scripture, I think it might be 11 times where he told them, ye got little faith. Ye got little faith. Because if he done got you to a certain, sometimes you got to almost be, I ain't saying risk it all, but you got to have a moment of where the Most High can see you will trust it. You gonna trust him. You gotta have that moment when he told him to go up there and slaughter his own son. You gotta let him see. I'm gonna go ahead and do. I'm gonna go home and bust a move. So what I did, I started looking for a building. I said I'm gonna build the prison set. I'm gonna build the prison set. I said that'll take me pretty much off the internet and what I'm doing. Because if you notice, I done dialed back on telling stories. I dialed back on it because it's always in the cut. I've already nurtured it. I've already planted, watered, I've nurtured it. I've already done it. But so it's there. It's there. Reach down in your bag and pull out something else that you can plant, water, and nurture. Because we already know at any given time, if you want to go, okay, so boom, you can do it. And you're going to be just fine at it. But at this point, it's time to find something else that you can do and nurture it. I end up on the set playing a bounty hunter. Before that, I had shot my short film, and I looked back and I said, I've been on the internet and I done talked about how I wanted to get into acting and filming it. I had already talked about it. So get what I said. I'm going to invest the money. I'm going to go get me a building. I said, I'm going to go get me a building. I said, and then after that, we'll iron out the kinks. So I went and looked at a commercial space, right? Them folk wanted $5,300 a month. Listen, come on, be honest with me. Them folk wanted $5,300 a month. I looked at the man looked at me, and the man looked at it, and I said, he ain't see it on my face. He most definitely couldn't read what I was thinking. I said, $5,300 a month. I said, people paying $5,300 a month? I said, $5,300 a month? I said, man, you tripping. 53? What? I'm going to live there and everything. But then, when he said it, I remembered a conversation I had with my cousin over a year ago. I told him how much I was paying in rent at the apartment I had about 2 years ago. I was paying $19,500. That ain't including electricity and all the other little stuff. So I was out about $2,300 a month in a one bedroom. It probably wasn't even 1,000 square feet. If it was right at 1,000 square feet. So when I told him that, see, back home in Tennessee, for $2,000 a month, especially if you're in Clarksville, you can get something nice. Listen to what I'm telling you. Hold on. Listen to me, $1,021,000. I was paying And then with all the little extra, probably about 2,300, right? One bedroom, nice area. And I remember telling my cousin, I said, that don't scare me. I use that as motivation. Because I know most people back home, if they hear that, they'll be like, I ain't finna pay that. But one thing I do know that I've learned, knowing I had to pay that, it made me work harder. Because I knew the money had to be, so it made me go harder. I wasn't comfortable in, I just got a little $1,200 rent. I got a little such, so I'm good. It made me work harder. I know I had to bust my tail to take care of my business. So when the man told me $5,300 a month, I said, remember what you said? Yeah, pay that $5,300 a month, and then you at the house that bill, and then the car. And I said, hold on, God. That's about $11,000 a month right there, and just in paying stuff. I said, what we gonna do? I said, 11,000. Hold on. Then Samari gonna ask me for at least $1,600 a month. I said, that's another $6. I said, hold on. My mama might ask me for $100 or $200. You know what I'm saying? She ain't gonna ask for much. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell her no a lot, cause you know she'll go off the hammer. I said, but then I said, dang, I got a ton of. I said, man, hold on, guys. I said, you think we're gonna be able to afford about $17,000, $18,000 a month? I'm just telling the truth. That's the process I'm having. And then the man said, you know, it's the same thing, just like getting a house. He was like, you know, your security deposit and then the first month rent. I said, 53 and 53. I said, what? I said, he want 10,600 to even get in there? He want 10,006. He want $10,600. The man said he gonna charge me this much. Damn, I said, ooh. I said, well, that's about $25,000 before I even get started. I said, ooh. That's another conversation of where you realize that's another thing in the elevation. To whom much, listen to me, to whom much is given, much is required. You work this hard to be scared. Scared money don't make no money. You know how many times I heard that growing up? Listen, scared money don't make no money. You made that kind of money. You asked for that kind of money. And you talking about making an investment that can make you more money, and you scared to spend it? You got little faith. That's how I took that. You ain't got the faith that you thought you had. You had the faith that sustained you in the season before. That's what most people, you can't use the same level of faith that you had in the last season in this season, because it requires more in this one. It's a build-up. You feel what I'm saying? It's a level to the faith as well. He probably done a little bit for you just so you can see. He can trust you. You can trust him. Boom. You made that move. And then he hit you with something that scared you half to death. And then you, hold on, now, wait a minute, God. Time out now. Let's run that back real quick. Let's run that back. Because, you know, the first couple of babies, you know, I was a little worried, but, you know, I could take the hit. You know what I'm saying? I could take the hit. I go from 19.5, maybe 23, to, if I include the car, I was at about $3,500 a month in all my bills. This was about a year ago. You telling me, because I got the house now, we finna add one thing that's costs more than all my bills. Wait a minute, that ain't making sense to me. So look, that didn't end up working out, because I don't want to get in I end up getting the loft. I'm gonna be honest with you. The loft, they want 27. I said, you know what, God, I can work with that. I said, I can work with that. So we pretty much cut that in half. I said, I can work with that. I said, 27, I'm paying 23 at the house. Do the numbers. I said, that's 5,000. That's 5,000. Thing, food, because I don't get food stamps, none of that. Because I just want to be honest with you, what's going on in this process when you're trying to get to where you're going. You got to have faith, and you got to understand sacrifices that has to be made. So at that point, I said, you know what? Let me dial it back. Let me cut down on my expenses and things that I got going on and how I'm doing it. Because if we gonna do that, the mustard seed, I still got the same mustard seed. You just got to trust different. It's the same mustard seed, you just got to trust different. If he did that, what he done before, and now he asks you to invest more in the vision that's designed to reach more people, what makes you think it ain't gonna work again? I said, listen to me. Ooh, this is a tough one. I said, well, run that. I went and got the loft. Before I got the loft, I already had a builder. He told me what, how, you know what I'm saying, what it was gonna cost me. I said, that's what's up, run that. Let's do it. And every time he sent me the cost for the labor, it's over 500 every time. He hit me a couple of them. Get what? I don't even sweat it. As soon as he sent it, he said, this is what we need. I take care of it. He said, all right, look, I'm going to be back the next day. This is what we need. Go on, take care of it. He said, now you paid me for the first 25%. He said, I'm going to send you, you know what I'm saying? He said, when I get to 50% of it, you know what I'm saying? You're going to have to pay me the rest. Then I get to 75. He said, we're going to break it down in segments. How you going to pay it? I said, bet that. The other one came through the other day. I said, go on, take care of that. I said, because I'm sitting back. At this point, is you know what I'm saying? Either you're going to have the faith or you ain't. So I started calculating that bread the other day, right? I started counting the bread, checked my bank account, and then my mind started telling me, boy, hey, whoo, yeah, hey. And get what I said? Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. Because you know what time it is. Because at this point, you ain't just stacking the bread. You making the sacrifice that you got to make. You investing the money that you got to make. And you making the move that most people not going to make with the money because they going to get comfortable with the bread. In order for you to go to the next level, I promise you, you're going to have to invest the money. You're going to have to take, with no risk, there is no reward. I promise you. And you can keep doing what you're doing and it's going to be working for you. But at some point, what's going to happen is you just going to be comfortable in what you're doing. You ain't stretching no more. I could most definitely deny and I can most definitely be disobedient to what he's trying to show me and what he's trying to do and just continue to do what works for him. And I guarantee you, he'll still bless me. He'll keep blessing me in the form that he's been blessing me in. But one thing for sure, two things for certain. If I don't step out into that, off that boat and into that water, I promise you, you will never see what it feels like to gain another level of trust in the Most High. Because that's where it's at right now. It's all chips in and let them fall where they may. Because if you don't do it, you just gonna keep doing, and then look, I'm gonna tell you something else I realized. What you doing starting to feel like a job, baby. That's kind of where it goes. What you were in love with, at some point he'll tire you out to make you feel tired about what you doing. It started, yeah, you working a little bit. You was having fun. You were doing this and doing. It's a high demand for what you're doing. Yeah. It's time to shift the gears. And if you don't shift the gears, you keep doing what you're doing, but it ain't gonna be as fulfilling as it was. It ain't gonna be as fulfilling as it was. You worked hard to get the promotion, learned everything that you learned to get the promotion. And then when you got it, it felt good. But at some point, I promise you, even that promotion that you asked for, it's gonna get tiresome. The celebration and the congratulations and the cutting of the ribbon, it was beautiful. It felt good. You made it to your destination of where you was trying to go. But even in that point, you could still be like, okay. Now what's next? Now, that's what's next. Because it's always another level. It's always another level. When I did the first book, it only made me realize that I was a writer. When I wrote the second one, it made me realize I could write 3. After I finished the third one, I was on my way home, and then somebody looked me in my face and told me I'd never write another one. So I ended up writing the 4th one. And then after I wrote the 4th one, I moved out here to Dallas, and I formed a bunch of new memories and a whole bunch of new experiences. And I told myself, I said I can do it again. So I wrote the 5th one. After I wrote the 5th one, I sit back and realize, I said, man, there's different levels to that trust. It's different levels to stretching. It's different levels to that faith. If I want to, I sit down and write another one, because the minute I get in my head and my brain try to tell me you can't do it, I'm going to do it. So at the minute I've started feeling like, okay, you got the house, you know what I'm saying, you're doing good, and this and that, and then what's next, OT? I said, we're gonna blow the money. That's what we're going to do. Because I'm going to tell you something about me. When the money get low, I got the hardest hustle. Listen. So one thing for sure, two things for certain, the Most High know about me. If I get him to invest that money and then he do get low, one thing I know he gonna do, he gonna work his tail off to at least get that back. And by the time you get that back, you gonna realize it's working. Because let me tell you, I don't like to be low. I don't like to be low. Because then I get to think about my streets back home. I get to think about the corner stores back home. I get to think about my homeboys back home and their crime and the crime rate back home. So when the money get low, I know we gonna work for sure. You can bank on that. We gonna work when that money low. But I'm good though. But I'm good. And that's what I wanted to say. That's what I wanted to say. I hope y'all took something from it. You know what I'm saying? I'm done for the night. It's been a good one. I appreciate y'all rocking with the kid, you know. Yeah. I appreciate y'all rocking with the kid. I'm finna work out real quick. Hit me a couple little push-ups, you know what I'm saying? Hit me a couple little push-ups, couple little back arms, you know what I'm saying? Take me a good shower, what most of y'all don't know nothing about. I know some of y'all ain't taking showers. I can look at your profile picture and tell you. Yeah, I look at your profile picture and tell you ain't taking showers. Let me tell you, let me look. Lydia, where you been at? Lydia, you just missed the whole live. I'm gonna put it on YouTube tomorrow. Yeah, let me see, who ain't taking showers? Okay. Who? See, guilty dog always bark. I was about to say something to you. I ain't even gonna do that because you look like a sophisticated woman. I like what you got on. I like what you got on with the yellow with the white pants. Then the hairdo, I could tell that the hair was real. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even gonna do you most definitely take a shower. Yeah. I know you taking showers. I'm called chosen. I ain't finna go back and forth with you. I just looked at your picture. Yeah, you ain't, you good. You keeping yourself together. I know you feel, I seen it in your picture like this here. You know what I'm saying? I saw it. Monica, you said you take a shower. Monica, listen, Monica, you ain't following me, so I can talk to you the way I can say what I'm about to say. But I got one question. Monica, be honest now. I don't know if you ever been on this live before, but listen, it get live on here, Monica. I got a question. Are you ready or not? Because from the looks of that picture, hey, Monica, where you at now? I need to make sure you still on here. Because I'm going to ask what I'm about to ask. Yeah, I'm going to ask. Let me look at the picture again to make sure I see what I saw, right? Let me look at the picture. Monica? Y'all know what I'm finna ask her too, don't you? Y'all know what I'm finna ask her. So don't y'all get on here and make it like I'm the only one who thought that when you looked at the picture. Because I know y'all clicked on the picture. I know y'all did. Then y'all click on her picture. And tell me what you thought when you clicked the picture. Because I want somebody else to say it before I say it. Be honest. What did you see? What was the... Boy, look at DJ. DJ, what's wrong with you, boy? What's up, Louis? Listen, no, she the one jumped in my comment section. She didn't realize where she was at. Hey, DJ, I see what you said. Who clicked her profile picture and thought it? Hey, baby, I ain't even say nothing yet. Hey, baby, I ain't even said nothing. I ain't got no grace to give. Because this is what I want to know. Monica, where you at, Monica? I want to click on your profile picture again so I can imitate what I saw before I say what I'm about to say. Come on here and comment something real quick. Monica, where you at, Monica? Because I'm about to ask you what I'm about to ask you, for sure. I'm most definitely going to do it. This most definitely get banned on TikTok Live material, what I'm about to ask you. This most definitely get banned material. For real. Come on, let me know you still on here. You done ran off. Monica, where you at? I'm about to say some banned material stuff right now. Come on back, Monica. Please come back. Please come back. Stroll back. Where is you at? How she done ran off? She done ran off the line. Why y'all get to clicking on her? Everybody got to clicking on her little profile picture. She ran off, bro. Everybody got to clicking on the profile picture. She ran off. Listen. She shouldn't have tried to come for me. She shouldn't have tried to come for me in my comment section. She knows she ain't taking a shower. What she got going on? Did y'all see that? When y'all clicked the profile picture, did you see this here? Be honest. Because I know y'all seen that. So, Tamika, you thought it too. That's what you saying. So, Tamika, you was wondering if she had teeth. Be honest now. Because I'm not going to go back and forth. Y'all know we be thinking the same stuff. So, y'all was wondering if she had yeah. She was like this here. Y'all seen it. Y'all saw it. What's wrong with y'all, man? No, she leaned over. She leaned over. Hey, listen. Hey, listen. She done ran off the line. Y'all seen that picture like this here? Tamika, you saw it first. I know you clicked on the page. She on there like this here. I was talking about with the big boy. Listen to me. The big boy swoop like this here. I am being nice, Joanna. She the one got on her. She jumped on her taking shots. She jumped on her taking shots. I just asked everybody, did they see the same thing I saw? Only thing taking showers is the teeth at night. She dropping them junks with the Alka-Seltzer on the junk in the cup. I guarantee you. Yeah, she popping them things in and out. Yeah, I guarantee it. I'm finna go, man. Y'all crazy. I'm finna go. Hey, KT, what you got going on, KT? I'm finna go for they ban this live. I gotta save this. I might get back on route. I gotta save this live. I'm gonna come back. I gotta save it before they ban me. Hold on.